What is up, guys? Zane from the Zane YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over yet another commentary against a high-level opponent. This one right here is against Lil Man. Now, you guys probably know the name Lil Man. He is considered to be a Madden legend. You know, his resume, when you take a look at it, stacks up against pretty much anybody out there in the community that's been around for a long while. He's former Madden Challenge winner. He's been a mainstay in the MCS era, made several live events himself, won club series. And this is a matchup right here where we kind of are able to kind of show you how the offense and the defense that I'm currently running over on gridirongameplans.gg operates against the primary offensive meta that is in the game, which is your standard Washington Commanders offense and the bunch to tight offense that a lot of players like to run. And you see right here, we start off with a nice coverage sack. Javon Curse the Freak getting in for the pressure. Now you'll note right here that Lil Man has those edge protectors on both sides of his line. Looks like he has a threat detector at left guard. I am running zero AP on my defensive line. You may see X's underneath of my edge rushers and an X underneath of one of my defensive tackles. Those are all X factors. So those only get activated if I get clear momentum in a game or if I'm able to get enough tackles for loss to activate them. I do not have any pass rushing abilities on my field. So I want you guys to take note of that as we go through this game. Right here, a little quick snap, throws a wheel route to the left side and we sling him forward for a first down. So 3rd and 15, I'm definitely not happy to be giving that one up. But, you know, we had a coverage sack on our first play. He didn't get his feet inbounds on the corner route on the second play. Right there, he got the ball out quick. Bad pursuit angle right there by my flat. And an unfortunate tackle forward animation. Right here, he goes to the bunch open offset. This is a formation that you have to know why trail is coming. There's a drag, a return route, and a post. Sometimes they'll run a streak down the middle. See right there, the shallow cross underneath. Cooper Kupp going to pick up a first down. So Lil Man starting the game off 2 of 3, 27 yards. And we do have him kind of searching a little bit. You know, he audibled out of that first bunch play into tight. You know, it's probably something he does fairly often, see how people handle it. Right here, bunch to the wide side. We are running the base coverage call that I like to utilize in my big nickel over G defensive game plan. Emotions to 4 strong. Right there, he did that because he thought that I was in match, and I wasn't. I was not in match. As I mentioned, that's my base zone coverage call. I will sometimes use match checks, whether it be quarters, cover 6, cover 9, palms. I will work those in as I get a feel for my opponent and what they like to do. It's not typically something I show early on. I also know that a lot of players know me as a match player, so him going to a match beater right there with Flood and motioning that running back to turn into a zone drop based play kind of plays to my advantage. Right there, throws a corner route, and we are unable to jar it loose. Right there, I think that's the new Tariq Woolen. That was who I was playing with the 1 AP, or I'm sorry, the 2 AP deep out KO. Unable to really get there in time to make a play. I'm actually not a fan of Woolen. I think that there's something to his player model. I did run him at safety a fair amount right there. Runs off the coverage on the left side, shallow cross to the tight end, picks up 9 yards. 2nd down and 1 coming up here. But to kind of round out my thoughts on Woolen, I think he's a great item. I don't think he could play safety in the way that I play defense. For me, when I play my zone coverage call, I want somebody big and tall, deep, for the type of coverage that I play. So I'm playing him back there, and I just kind of feel like his player model gets started a little slow. You'll kind of see throughout the game that there's a couple throws where it's like, dang, if you were like a step quicker there, you would have jarred that loose. And that's just kind of the vibe that I have with him. Now, if I were to play him on the outside as a outside corner dropping deep, that is a phenomenal item for stopping aggressive catches. If you're playing more of like a cover 4 drop or maybe match coverage with him on the outside. But because of my main zone coverage call, I actually use other players underneath for cheaper flat zone knockouts. If you guys want my full AP setup on defense, right here I got a little bit crazy. I tried to rotate kind of my coverage and roll it. I was going to get back in the seam right there. He saw that right off the bat. Got the ball out, high ball to Carmichael for a touchdown. So Lil Man's first drive ends in a touchdown. I got some good information from that drive. I got him to run some secondary and tertiary type setups that he likes to run in his offense. Those are things that I can then key on and make micro adjustments later on in the ball game. And you'll definitely see that I am able to do that. Now we're back on our offense here, and in the back of my mind, if you guys go back, my last commentary was against young Tony. who is in EMB or was in EMB. I'm not exactly sure the status of the EMB crew, who's labbing with whom. I was expecting nickel over though in this game. So I'm, you know, very, very well prepared against nickel over. You saw in that last game, I basically went punch for punch with Tony. I made a bad mistake on my first drive, so it's important that I don't do that here in this game against someone that I'm expecting is probably going to mix in a fair amount of nickel over. However, Lil Man starts the game off in the 3-3-5 wide, which is actually the formation that I created this offense last year. I am kind of known as one of the guys that kind of put X Nasty on the board. This year, Bobby V has been running the snot out of it. I've even got Salty jumping into it a little bit right now. And we're going to have a lot of content coming out of the Rams and the Vikings. They're the exact same playbook this year, but we're going to be getting an update. Salty's going to be checking in out of the Rams and the Vikings as I hit a flat to Hines Ward up the field, and we pick up a gain of 14. So good run to start the game, quick flat, and we pick up the move of the change there. But Salty's gonna be checking in with some shotgun content in the Rams Vikings offense. There's a lot that I've got to put on there, about 12 or so new setups that I'm going to be adding to my Rams Vikings game plan from Salty. I'm going to be getting my updates, some freestyle style updates against the most popular defensive metas, kind of some things that I've been doing, some route combos, some other glitchy little things that I've been working into my offense, as well as some of Bobby V's updates. So if you guys are looking for a comprehensive game plan, something that, you know, has a lot of content, this is really where I call home. So right here we go wide zone to the right. I'm patient. I watch his user. His user kind of jogged out a little bit, so I cut it back up the middle, picked up a gain of 6. And we are, you know, we're moving. We're playing pretty well. 3-5 wide has made its way back this year. Again, very, very popular. But last year when I created this offense, this was the meta. 3-5 wide was the meta. So I'm very, very comfortable against this. And you see right here, second down at 4. I'm expecting him to be bringing a little pressure. He actually cross-mans his linebackers. I win on the outside, and that is AJ Brown with his short in elite firing on that route. You actually don't even need short in elite on that route. It's a money route, beats man-to-man, beats inside shades. They really, really have to make some specific adjustments that open up other things to stop that route. So that's one of my favorite routes that I go with. Right here, AJ Brown in motion to the wide side of the field. I'm trying to set up something kind of glitchy right there, and I didn't like my look, so I called a timeout. Lil Man made an adjustment out of that. I don't know if he was aware of what I was doing or if it was lucky, just something he was going to do regardless. But I didn't see what I liked right there. Called a timeout. You may think the route combo looked really bad. We'll get back to that. Again, 3-5 wide. I'm going wide zone to the left here. I motion Witten back across. You see that he backs off the safety on the left side. Right here, we go back to a different setup. Got him to back up his safety out of the box, so I felt a little bit more comfortable throwing the ball here. And right here, I'm thinking, okay, this is probably man-to-man. It wasn't. He made some adjustments. B definitely beat his man to the post, but I can't throw that ball rolling left with a right-handed quarterback. That would have been an inaccurate penalty. So I just went ahead and carried out the play fake, booted to the left side, scrambled out of bounds for a gain of 7. See that this first half is moving rather quickly right here. He had a pretty easy first drive himself as I was trying to sponge up information. And my offense is what it always is. It's efficient. I wouldn't call it quite methodical, but I'm always the type of player that's going to take what you give me. I pick up keys on my opponents and how they adjust and how they click around their formation. So I'm in the total sponging portion of this game. My first offensive drive, I want to find out as much about how you're adjusting to me as possible. I don't want to show you all the little tricks that I have in my offense. I want to stick to a couple core concepts and see how you feel with that. Right here, again, we go back to the man-beating route. AJ Brown, rack it up the field, touchdown, and we have tied the game. Again, that money route that I like to throw, you basically have to have a zone on that. If you're going to play man-to-man, it's going to get cooked almost 100% of the time. You see right there, I just waited for him to get off the press, threw it out to the left side, and we're in for a touchdown. So 7-7, you saw right there, that was a pretty good drive myself. 7 plays, and took about 3 minutes off the clock. Right here, I have ball at half, so I'm kind of thinking to myself, let's see if we can get a stop right here. Maybe if we can turn him over, make him throw, a couple bad reads, get a knockout, get a tip drill, something right here. We can have a chance to really take full control of this game. And obviously I saw a few things on his first drive. So you're going to start to see that I can micro adjust a little bit better. Right here, I believe we are going to see an example of why Tariq Woolen was kind of frustrating for me. And you see right there, just kind of like slow to turn his hips, slow to run, even with the break on ball ability, just sluggish. And it was really this game that made me decide that, you know, he wasn't worth 1,000,000 coins for what I was going to ask him to do in my defense. That's kind of the Roquan Smith saga in Chicago, right? What is he? He's an amazing 2-gap linebacker, amazing in coverage, great blitz, but you need a 3-4 base defense to kind of keep him clean with some big clogging defensive linemen up front. See right here, we go back, we make an adjustment. I switch up my user. The previous play when he ran that bunch open offset, I was using the other linebacker. That time I made a switch. Was able to make him hold the ball a little bit longer. We got a sack. Again, 0 AP on our defensive line. 0 AP on our defensive line. Right here, it goes quick on the verticals on the quick snap. And I try to get back there in time, just a little bit slow. Just a little bit slow. But it is going to be 3rd down and 1 right here. And he's going to go with a base call. And we are able to tackle him. But unfortunately, he got the forward progress. So that's going to move the chains. Was not happy with that right there. In that exact snap right there. That was just a little bit, I thought it was a favorable snap, or a favorable spot, but got to keep moving, So 1st down and 10, he's moved into my red zone. Here he goes, snapping the ball, looking for the ag. And again, Woolen. Tariq Woolen, man, just, I was not a fan of his debut for me. This is the first day on stream that I ran him. You see right here, I mean, just look at him. The dude is 6'4". He's supposed to be an anti-ag machine. And ran right underneath the guy with his knockout ability. And Carmichael is into the end zone for the 2nd time in the ball game. And it is 14-7 Little Man. Again, my ball at half. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, not a big deal. We got 2 timeouts, about 35 seconds. We can get a field goal, a drive after half that results in a score. I can take a lead here with this. So just try to get on the board in any way possible. Don't lose the ball game with a reckless read, though, especially because you have ball at half. If it's not there, just be content going to halftime. Those are the things you have to think in this situation. So we are back on offense, 32 seconds to go after the return. Probably should have just let that be a touchback, saved myself 3 seconds and picked up 8 more yards. But nonetheless, got to get going right here. Again, he's in the 3-3-5 wide. I was really prepared for over in this game, and him coming out in 3-3-5 wide was not what I expected right off the rip, but it's okay. It's okay. Right here, leaves the left flat open. I take about 14, 15 yards and get out of bounds. You see right there, Elway, 5 of 5, 68 yards, a touchdown. Run game, very efficient. So just taking what's given. Right here, I've got to go, though. I've got to get the ball downfield. Got to get out of bounds. Got to use my timeouts wisely. Can't afford to, throw a check down in the middle of the field and have to burn a timeout. Really got to make these count right here. So right here, I'm going for what I thought was going to be maybe a match beater. And I actually had right bumper. He just kind of bumped into the guy, and I had to come off that read and throw the ball in the middle of the field. So right there, we picked up 9 yards, but it cost me that timeout. Kind of what I just told you. You don't really want to take a short gain in the middle of the field and have to burn a timeout. But, it is what it is. I was really looking for the corner route. He just kind of bumped into it. I didn't want anything fluky to happen right there with 20 seconds left in the half. So I took what was given. Again, back to this play. You've seen me run this a lot. Right here, Cooper Kupp down the field. His wheel route fries the man-to-man. Looked like might have been shaded down man-to-man, helped the wheel route get open. But unfortunately, Cooper dropped the ball. So was unable to get anything out of that. Right here, I'm thinking, all right, well, I've got Justin Tucker. Very easy to make at least 60 to 61 yards. If I can get to about my 44-yard line, somewhere in there, we got a chance at a kick. So right here, we're going to the out route. That's my money route again. And you saw Hines Ward able to get out of bounds. And there we are, 60-yard kick from here. I've got 1 timeout. I actually don't remember what I do right here, but as I'm thinking through this is 100% a run call. This is 100% a run call for me right here, because 60-yard kick, if I'm kicking into like a 4 or 5 mile an hour wind, that could actually put me out of range. Right here, you got to assume Little Man's probably more so prepared for the pass than the run. I would run the ball right here. Just to be content taking 3. Looks to me like I'm going to pass right here. Oh, yes. I remember what happened here. I got screwed. This is a touchdown. This is a touchdown. Alligator armed it with Hines Ward right there, and we got nothing out of it. But nonetheless, we are still going to be able to settle for 3 right here. And there was, you saw right there, a little crosswind, a little 5 mile an hour. I'm lucky that wasn't, a headwind. So fortunately with the crosswind, I still have the distance. 60-yard kick is up and through. 14-10 heading into half. Should have been 14-14. Should have been 14-14, but rough animation right there. Hines Ward whiffs on the rat catch. You guys have seen that quite a bit this year, actually. A lot of these balls that hit are tight ends in the back of the head, or these corner routes where the receiver sticks out his arms to kind of catch it with 2 hands, and the ball goes through their arms. I don't know if that's a bug or what it is, but that definitely should have been a rack for a touchdown. But that's okay. I've got the ball here. Like I told you, I just needed at least 3, put myself in a position to take a lead coming out of half. I definitely feel like I've controlled the pace really on both sides of the ball. I know that he scored twice. Some kind of unfortunate breaks. Woolen really sold me on that second drive if you really look at it. But I'm still in a good spot. But again, here to open up the second half, Lil Man in the 3-3-5 wide. And again, I've kind of had my way with this. I really do think that I've handled the 3-3-5 wide well. We go stretch right here. That time, because I cut back the stretch earlier in the game, he stayed super home, and I was able to then just run to the outside, follow my blockers, and turn the corner for a nice little gain. So we're already to our 43 here. 1 snap in. Again, we're basically perfect passing outside of that one alligator arm. That cost us a touchdown in about 50 yards, but pretty good so far here. I go back to that play. This time he's in zone. So I went ahead and took my check down to the running back on the block and release out in the flat. Just stay on schedule. 8 of 10 for 102 and a touchdown. Playing pretty good. And you see that he's now starting to play more zone. He isn't trusting his man-to-man as he's given up 3 of those routes already that I really like to throw. So now this allows me to really get back into, what I think makes the X Nasty great is, these zone beaters. And you see right there, his zones on the right kind of hung out inside, and that's my money route. It also beats zone. So sometimes you have to highball it over the top of a flat defender right there. His flat defender got hung out to the inside, and his deep zone kind of stayed inside as well. So I'm able to move the chains. First down and 10 here from the 30-yard line. This game going very, very quickly in this one. I'm going to motion Hines Ward across the formation, create a little 2x2 tight. And right here, we're going quick to the flat. So right there, just a little bit of a wrinkle of the offense with him playing kind of a softer zone. Now I feel like I can take a lot more of the underneath stuff. You saw that early in the game. I took a couple quick flats, 1 to Ward, 1 to Witten. Now this is really opening up for me. And I'm going to motion here. This is Witten across into basically a type of Y off alignment. And right here, I'm going back to my money route. This is that flat combo on both sides. This time he stays underneath. And this time I'm able to get the catch with Cooper Kupp against that shaded down man. And we are in for the touchdown. So again, that shaded down man, last year, that route just fried man no matter what. This year, when you shade down, that route is really, really good. So I was able to score a quick touchdown. I mean, you see right here, I'm really, really dictating how this game is being played when I'm on offense. Not a whole lot to stop me from him on defense. I feel good. Especially with the lead right here. I feel in control. I feel like really when I've been on defense, it's kind of been one of those games where, yeah, maybe I've maybe a little bit struggled to stop him being so aggressive down the field with it. But all in all, we feel pretty strong. So here he is back on offense going into the tight. And right here, I'm expecting corner route. I jam his seam. And this time, he freeformed it a little bit too far upfield. If he just thrown that straight to the sideline, would have been another catch. That right there, I think, was user error on his behalf. But nonetheless, we do force the incompletion. Woolen was able to make a break on this one. Right here, again, I'm just taking Carmichael out of the play, let him go underneath. He does see the void underneath in the middle of the field, and he takes the slant for a first down. So you see his numbers, he's 10 to 13 for about 180. He's looking pretty good. But I still feel okay. I really do. I feel like if I can get the corner route out of tight situated, we'll be okay. Right here, he goes back to another corner route, and he jumps out of bounds with Cooper Kupp. So fortunate break for me. Could be 2nd down and 10. Now he's back bunched to the wide side of the field. So again, here I'm expecting that I can defend the corner route unless he motions out. Quick snaps, and I'm thinking verticals. I peel back to the middle of the field. He hit that read on me earlier in the game. Not that time as I made that adjustment. So I kind of knew where his progression was, running back to crosser, and I was able to kind of muddy up both of those lanes, and it's going to set up 3rd down and 10. So depending on what way he aligns his bunch, I can kind of get a feel for what he's doing. I'm starting to settle in on defense. Bunch to the wide here. He's going to motion across. This immediately tells me that I need to be prepared for a streak C route combo with a shallow cross from the backside of some sort, maybe a post route from the backside. And he does throw the post, and we jar it loose with Cromwell, and then my tip drill comes out of nowhere and picks it off, and we're in business. So right there, that was, probably a fortunate break right there for me. Cromwell jarring that ball loose was not something I totally expected. But all in all, I feel like, it was a good defense. I mean, there was a post defender on that. He threw the post, jarred it loose, and, that's what you pay the tip drills to do, is come make that play. So you take a look right there, a little brief look. He's at about 62% passing. I'm at about 85. That's kind of the way the game is when you throw pretty aggressive balls downfield, a lot of corner routes. You could stockpile the yardage. It usually comes at a little bit less completion percentage, but that's just the way the game is played. Now, here's where he goes to the nickel over, and this is where I want all my opponents to be. I want them to be a nickel over, and you see right here, immediately I fall into a spot. In fact, I called this on stream. I said, I'm going to throw a touchdown right here, and if not for a diving tackle, we had one. But you see right there, 12 of 14, 184, 2 touchdowns, and now we're back in field goal range once again as we're heading a little bit closer towards the 4th quarter. I don't quite recall what I do right here. Oh, yes, I do. Last time, I know he's in man-to-man, so right here I go to my jet sweep, knowing that his nickel corner is going to follow, and I'm able to try to get to the outside, but good pursuit right there by Little Man, unable to turn the corner. Normally I do put it in Devin Hester for that, but I just picked up A.J. Brown that day. I want to see how fluid he felt. Probably will use Hester more as my gadget player for that particular call if I'm expecting that. The other reason I ran that ball right there is to make sure that I can take that to the 4th quarter. And get some time going on that. I think a lot of players sleep on preparing to milk the clock out until they're already in the 4th. If you can think ahead, I mean, right there, I think the clock was around 40 seconds when I called that play out of the huddle. And I wanted to make sure that it was under 30 by the time that play was over, because that's going to set up a 2nd down and short, which if you kind of think about it, I could burn at least another minute if I were to take 2 plays to pick up the 1st down. I could burn about a minute off the clock to pick up a 1st down. And then that puts my opponent in a bad spot where now all of a sudden they got to start burning their timeouts. But right here, he's in man-to-man. I got a crosser that lit up. Cooper Kupp down inside the 5, down to the 1, 13 of 15, 206 and 2 touchdowns. And we've got him out of the 3-3-5 wide. This is very clearly his secondary defense at this point in the year. So I figured, okay, we're in good position. I've already got future play calls if I need them in the back of my head. You see right here, I do have plans to run the football here. I believe right here, this is stretch left. Yep, stretch left. And he got a shed from one of his defensive linemen there. It looked like Julius Peppers. And it's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 4. Now, another reason I like to show that jet sweep early is to set up the call that comes off of it. So right here, I hit that jet sweep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run stretch left, and I'm going to do the same motion, and watch his user. Kind of stayed a little bit home right there, and we're able to go outside. Now, again, if I don't set up that jet sweep, then he probably thinks right away, oh, he's motioning the man away from the side that he wants to run to. Because I had an effective run against his man coverage to the right, he had to respect that run to the right, which allowed me to snap the ball and run left. His user was less of a factor. So again, the whole narrative that runners are prayers, no, I mean, we can set up things and make defensive players have to do specific things and respect specific things in order to get, some stops. So we're up 10. We're up 10. You could argue it's fortunate. That break on ball by Cromwell was definitely something I don't expect to drop from a non-knockout player, but you throw a post into traffic, it's kind of hard to to argue against that result, especially with tip drills in the area. So here he goes. He's going to straight clear out. He's going to try to go to that corner route. And again, leading it up the field, kind of feeling like he needs to get back in the game quickly. Instead of taking 20, he tries to fight for 30, throws it up into a knockout. And, you know, that's, you know, again, that's probably user error. It's probably user error. But, you know, his offense hasn't been bad in terms of route combos. Right here, I just got snapped a little bit too quick. Wasn't on my user, and he was able to deliver it. That time, kept it underneath of the deep zone. And you can see right here, he's just in love. This is the reason everybody runs the Washington Commanders offense. This play clear out flanker in. They all love it. They all absolutely love it. So right here, I'm making some bigger adjustments to my defense to try to protect against this. I tried to jam his tight end and I whiffed. So that's actually a really, really bad break for him. Really, really bad break for him. I was trying to jam him off the line so he couldn't get into that route, and I was a step too late. And fortunately for me, he freeformed it over his head or took it inaccurate. I'm not exactly sure what his settings are, but not a throw that is often missed. Not a throw that is often missed. So again, here he's flipping his clear out. You know, I'm just trying to get my players over there to that spot, kind of expecting him to throw that corner out. This time I go shaded down man, something that he ran a lot. And again, he freeformed it over the top of their head. Again, I'm not 100% sure what he was doing right there, but again, that's a big break. That's a big break right there. I don't know if he rolled it inaccurate or just made a poor freeform. Been a lot of that, right? He threw the ball out of bounds to Cooper Kupp. That jumped out of bounds. He threw the ball early in the game, didn't get 2 feet in. I'm less inclined to believe that it was just consistently dice rolled as opposed to maybe self-inflicted. Right here, he just tried to eye candy me with an audible to something different, see if I'd panic and get out of it. I didn't. Right here, right there, I was planning on sending pressure, but he takes a delay of game, so it's all good for me. 3rd down and 15. So right here, big play. We've got to, you know, I'm thinking right here, you know, it's okay if we can just hold him to 3, keep the lid on. I don't want to give up the 1-play scores. I should have given up 2 already on this drive, and I'm fortunate to have not. So I've really got to get a grip. Right here, short side bunch, you got to expect a quick corner out to the left, clicking around my formation a little bit. He's looking up the field. This time I had a man up, and you see right there, he tried to throw the fade into that crease, and we were able to break that up. And now it's 4th down and 15. 4th down and 15. So again, right here, you know, I'm expecting nothing more than clear out. I mean, it's been his play the entire drive, clear out with, you know, the corner in that 2 streaks right there. He quick snaps verticals, and I called man. So I got out of my zone right there, and he went to the verticals play, and we were able to get the tackle, keep him short of the line of gain, and now we are up 10 with 2:23 to go. Now, keep in mind that I mentioned that, you know, I knew that he was in a secondary defense, and I kind of had an idea of what he wanted to do. I also mentioned early in the video that I had a play where I thought I had something and didn't like my look. And I basically wanted to kind of set him up and see if there was something that he was doing shading wise. Now that he's in a secondary defense, I see it. I see it. So right there, I call the run on the 1st down to get us the 2-minute warning. And knowing that he is focused on, obviously, 1, he's in a secondary defense, and 2, he's thinking I'm trying to milk the clock out. It's very, very unlikely he's going to overdo his coverage adjustments. So right here, I'm thinking, all right, I got a free touchdown. If I want a free touchdown, I've got it. And I believe we're going to call upon one of my plays right here. So again, he's in cover 0. He's pressed. He's walking these safeties down in the box. You definitely see the cover 0 look. He's mugging the center, and I'm going to go to it. I'm going to go to it. This is my money. One of my money calls here against cover 0. He's thinking stretch. See, he didn't make the same adjustment, so I know it's there. And Garbanzo. Up top, AJ Brown, and we are out. 31-14. It's basically over. It's basically over. I'd have to royally screw this up to lose this game. Again, you see right here, he tried to play that cover 0 press, and we sandwiched him. 2 guys on Hines Ward, nobody on AJ Brown. We're up top, touchdown. So up 17 with minute 53 to go in this game. And you got to know that he's coming out and coming downfield. That's what he did on his last drive. I was very fortunate to get that stop, you know, watching it back. Definitely had some overthrows. Definitely had some bad free forms. you know, all in all, you know, his offense wasn't bad. His offense really wasn't that bad in this game. I do think that, you know, defensively, I really played great against his defense. Things I could learn better from this game, obviously, much better option. Got to be much better prepared for the quick snap clear out than I was that game. The fact that he kind of saved it till later in the game threw me off a little bit. Can't lie to you. Right here, though, I'm content to give that up. You know, he throws the check down and goes underneath. At this point in the game, I was kind of like, what the heck? You know, like it kind of felt to me like he was. I don't know. But you see right there, runs the ball and runs backwards. To be honest with you, I don't know. I thought all in all it was a great game. You know, I thought we played pretty well. As I watch it back, defense could have been a little bit sharper. Again, going to that play that he led the game off with wasn't open then, wasn't open there, and we are up 17 with the rock. And you know, people in my chat were like, "Oh, you're playing Little Man, you're playing Little Man," and I was just like, you know, I'm not sure this is him, because, you know, to be honest with you, I kind of felt like I really dictated that game, and you know, it's not really to throw shade beyond the discussion that was had after the game. But you know, as I watch this back, you know, this was this is pretty fortunate right here. I mean, it was open. We got a weak side penalty. I threw left while rolling left. Was open regardless, so I guess ball don't lie. But 15-17, 292. Played really well. Game's over. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, guys, if you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, be sure to drop those below as well. If you guys want the offense and the defense, you guys go check it out on gridirongameplans.gg. It's only $9.95 a month to unlock the entire website. That's everything on the website. As I mentioned earlier, we got so much more content coming. Salty's hopping into the same playbook I'm running. Got updates from Bobby V in the same playbook I'm running. My own updates coming out in that. John Beast is going to be checking in with his offensive update after the most recent MCS tournament. We've got some more defensive nuggets coming in the vault here soon. So there's a lot to like, and I hope that you guys will check us out. Otherwise, we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.